5 minutes of sunshine. It is January in the middle of winter. What are the key 3 things you should be doing in your garden to get it ready for your best year yet? If we haven't met yet, my name is Nicole Burke. I'm the owner and founder of Gardenary, and we are your go-to experts on raised bed gardening. And today I'm out here doing a little bit of pickup in my garden to get ready for the next growing season. It is, I think, January 3rd. We have had a lot of cold weather, and I've already gotten started. I've cleaned out these 2 beds here and gotten them prepped and ready for spring planting. And now I'm moving on to the back beds. So I thought I'd take you along and show you the 3 things that I do in the middle of winter to get ready for spring. The first step you want to do is just harvest anything that is worthwhile. So I actually still have a lot of sage that has survived the winter thus far. We've had 20-degree weather. I don't think we've gotten into the teens, but the sage has survived. So if you're looking for a plant that's going to last you, these plants I planted literally years ago, and they just keep on giving. Once you do that little harvest, then it's time to start pruning and cutting back dead leaves. So I have all these snapdragons that just looked so good for so much of the year, and I left them in the garden for all of the year. Honestly, I put these in like March, and they were still holding on. So I'm going to take the dead pieces off. Some of them I might leave the root stock because I think they may come back. You can see here, there's like the start of some little buds. So if they make it through January, I think I might, like literally not have to buy any snapdragons next year, which would be amazing. So you want to prune back things that you want to leave their roots in the ground. But for these peppers, I actually need the roots to come out, all the way out, because they do impact growing. Generally, I try to leave roots in the ground for smaller plants, but not for peppers. These peppers were so prolific this year. I did a whole video, I'll link it below, about pickling peppers, and that was my favorite way to use these year. So once you pulled out, you want to pick what you've got. That's step 1. Step number 2 is to pull. So you're just going to pull all your dead plants like this one and get them out of the bed. So they've done their purpose, and it's time to move on for the new year. And you're going to start to see your soil, and that's what's going to get you ready for the next level. So if you're wondering how I know what to do when it is a sunny day, it is from these planters. So these are our seasonal planters, and right now I am using the cold season planter. We have one for every single season in the garden. Most people garden by zones, but we garden by season. When I go into this, I know I'm in the cold season, and it's got directions for me to do every single day. So shop for seeds, organize old seeds, plan the seeds you're going to purchase, making a second season planting plan, making a warm season planting plan. There's descriptions and details on what to do every single day of the season. Somewhere in here is about cleaning out your garden and getting it ready. Here we go. Clear debris in the garden and monitor the growth of winter sown seedlings, hardening off the seedlings. Everything's inside of this planter. So I'll put a link to these planters. This is the way I'm staying organized this year, and we've had thousands of people grab our planters over the last year. We just started this a year ago. So check these out. I'll put a link to them right below this video. One thing you want to be sure of is you don't pull your perennial herbs. So I've got oregano that grows right here on the edge of this bed. And it'd be very easy to just start to grab this and pull it up. But this will come back from the roots. So do not pull the whole thing up. Cutting back my lemongrass all the way back to the edge of the pot. We've got these 4 center beds just about cleaned out. These are our Gardenary cedar beds. I'll put a link in case you're interested, but these are kits that come to your door and you can put them together. We make them in Montana. And these, the size is 4x4 by 18 inches. I love this for my little center setup here. And then my beds at the back and the front, these are our 4x8 beds. So they're deeper. These are 2 feet deep instead of just 18 inches. And yeah, these I did a little bit better job cleaning up. By the way, bamboo stakes. If you come across these at the nursery, grab them because you're going to use them in the summer for all your peppers. Owl, a must-have. Protect your garden from squirrels, and put a little gravel in here, and then boom. This is also a time, like as you're cleaning up, to just kind of think through the year and how it went, and you know, how successful the year was or unsuccessful, what things you enjoyed, what things sometimes, you know, I kind of look and I'm like, you know, that took up a lot of space and I didn't even really use it. So it's a great time to rate plants. I like to rate them on like a 1 to 10 scale, and that's going to help me decide what I want to do this year. So I'm going to clean up the rest of this, and we're ready for the last step. So as a mom of 4 and a business owner, I am always trying to figure out a way to slip in some garden time. In fact, this morning I woke up, I journaled, I took the dogs on a walk, I worked out, and I made breakfast, put it in the oven, and then ran down here and had 5 minutes. I figured this out a long time ago that I needed to garden for me, but I needed it to work on my schedule. And that's why I wrote this book, 5 Minute Gardener. This book came out in 2025, and it's made to be a habit book to show you how to make the garden a habit in your everyday life, even if you're like me and you're super busy. So it walks you through each of the seasons and gives you ideas of things you can do each and every day to fit the garden into your everyday life. So you can make breakfast, put it in the oven, come down, have 5 minutes in the garden, and then go on with your day, but know that your garden was taken care of. So I'll put a link to 5 Minute Gardener. I think it's on a super sale now. I just saw it for like, I don't know, at the time of this recording, less than $15. So I'll put the link for you to grab it here. And yeah, here's to gardening 5 minutes at a time. Once you've harvested, pruned back perennial plants, and then pulled up the plants that you need the roots out of the soil, it is time to pull out your little rake and do some cleaning of the debris on top of the soil. So I love to put compost as my mulch. I totally believe in mulching, but only mulching with compost. I've found that if I have a lot of debris in my garden over the winter, I end up with all kinds of burrowing insects that come to live in my garden through the winter time. And that's not what you want. So I'm just raking everything clean. And then I'm ready for my garden reset. All I need at this point is to come back and add in some compost. And then I am ready to plant for the spring season. So 3 steps, 5 minutes, and had just enough warmth to keep me going. I'm taking all this huge pile to the compost pile now. And I was thinking, you know, you may not even have a garden set up yet. You may have watched this whole thing and thought, well, I don't even have a garden yet. So I have a whole series set up for you that shows you the steps to get your garden set up, how to set up your garden. You should watch that video right now. I'll put a link right there.